What is up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my F1 2016 mobile career mode. And we're back. It's been a few days, probably about a week since I last uploaded the Australian Grand Prix. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. There's some gameplay from that video on the screen now. And today we have the third race in Season 3 at the Malaysian Grand Prix. So yeah, apologies, it's been a while. This week has been absolutely manic for me. I was hoping to get this video out as far back as Wednesday, but I've just had so much going on. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, I still really appreciate the support. We're gaining so many subs and growing so much as a channel, which is really nice to see, even if I can't upload as often. But yeah, if you just bear with me, and then I'll just try and get videos out to you guys whenever I can. So yeah, in today's episode, we go in off the back of 2 consecutive victories for the first time in this series. So let's see now if we can go to Malaysia, which is quite a strong track for the AI, and see if we could get a decent result out of there. Realistically, the minimum expectation is a podium.
Good afternoon and welcome from Sepang, where the cars and drivers are getting ready to start the Malaysia Grand Prix.
So here we are on the grid at the Malaysian Grand Prix. We've qualified in P5. Interestingly though, on the medium tyre as opposed to the soft, which all our main rivals are on, the likes of the Mercedes, the Red Bulls, and my teammate Kimi Raikkonen. So we're going to try and extend a little bit further than the others, hopefully, on this opening stint, as we now rev up to 5 red lights for the third race of 15 here in Season 3. It's lights out and away we go, and it's a brilliant start for us. The reaction time pinpoint straight off the line. We've already jumped Daniel Ricciardo. We're going to be side by side with Raikkonen. Heading down into turn 1, the 2 Mercedes there in front. Ricciardo tries to go around the outside. There's a couple of cars on the inside. One of them's Max Verstappen. The other one's my teammate Raikkonen. It looks like there's a Williams there as well. Is that Massa or Bottas? Oh yes, it is Bottas and Perez. Goodness me, straight out of the hairpin. And we're down to P8. It was a fabulous reaction time initially off the 5 red lights, and now we find ourselves in P8 as we get to the end of the first sector. Perez, Verstappen make contact. We're going to try and go around the outside, but Perez there just forces me off circuit. So in the end, we're going to slot in behind the Mexican, or maybe not. We're going to go straight up the inside there. That's a brilliantly brave move. As we head into the tight S section, I've put a tyre on the grass there, but here comes Perez trying to fight back. The AI always go a little bit funny on this corner, and there we go. That shows it. We get past Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas, and now we're back up into P4. So Ricciardo's still in front of us, heading down towards the end of the middle sector now. We've gained a lot of time there through that steep left-hander, as now we're going to cut over to the end of the lap and the start of the next lap. It's still Hamilton and Ricciardo in front of me. Rosberg, interestingly, ahead of Hamilton, who started on pole. Hamilton gets a really poor exit out the final corner. Ricciardo and myself are going to come through now, as is Valtteri Bottas. There he is on the right-hand side, and there comes Max Verstappen as well. It's all go at the start of the Malaysian Grand Prix. This is a brilliant battle. Bottas tries to send it on the honey badger. We're going wheel to wheel with Max Verstappen as we head through the hairpin. We've got the inside. We're going to cut him off there, or maybe not. The Dutchman goes round the outside and gets up into P4. So as for Lewis Hamilton, well, I don't know what happened to him, but he's gone from P2 to P6. But this time we're going to try and absolutely send it on the Dutchman up into turn 4, I think it is. But no, we go in too deep. Verstappen doesn't, and he gets the cut back and gets back up into P4. So oh, let's just take a breath. This is some fabulous racing at the start of the Malaysian Grand Prix. It really is pleasurable to witness, to do some quality racing against the AI. But unfortunately, that's all going to end as we're going to get past both the Red Bulls and Valtteri Bottas. As again, unfortunately, they always go wide through that corner. I don't know why it is, but I read it, I saw it coming, as I have a really wide moment myself there. I don't know why, loads of understeer. as we go through that left-hander, and that's going to put me under pressure from Max Verstappen again. No, it looks like we're going to just about cover off the Red Bull as we're going to settle down and try and pull out a gap on these medium compound tyres and see if we could maybe catch up to Rosberg, but that's going to be difficult. Here comes Verstappen again at the start of lap number 4 down into turn 1. We've broken slightly early just because I'm aware that I want to extend and I'm trying to conserve the tyres as much as I can. Verstappen's still all over the back of me in the wing mirrors. This is a brilliant scrap against, well, my old team, my old driver effectively from season 2, but eventually he takes his foot off the gas and decides to settle in behind me. Rosberg 6 seconds down the road, and now we're on to lap number 7, and these tyres are really starting to wear out, so we are going to indeed dive into the pit lane. And I've decided we're going to switch things up a little bit for this Grand Prix. We are going to go for a 2-stop. I feel like we've got some decent pace here. Rosberg might still be able to win the race, but you never know. 2.1 seconds, a great pit stop there from the boys, and we're going to come out in P3. So I believe it's Carlos Sainz who's currently leading the race, but as you can clearly see, we have fitted a fresh set of soft tyres. We might be able to go on it for the fastest lap of the race as well. So let's push on now and see if we can achieve that, as I get a little bit crossed up there at the exit of the hairpin. Here we go, half a second up just in the first sector alone. This is my first flying lap now. It was indeed Carlos Sainz ahead of Rosberg, but he pitted on the previous lap. The only thing is, Rosberg is now 10 seconds in the lead. So I'm going to be absolutely flat out through here to see if I can catch him really on edge, absolutely pushing to the limit as we go through the double right-hander where the AI really slow, and we totally lose the car on the curb. What on earth just happened there? Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is what happens when you push too hard, and the car just did not fancy that at all. There you go, 1.7 seconds we lost because of that moment there, and that really is going to cost us a significant amount of time if we're planning on winning this Grand Prix. Thankfully though, although we have a second pit stop to make, it looks like we are comfortably and long clear in second place. Massa now interestingly up into third. As we go on to the start of the back straight, we lose the car again. What is it about these curbs? I kind of backed off a bit after that moment because I accepted that we weren't going to get the fastest lap because of that hairy moment, should we say. But this is the next lap now, and just marginally, fractionally slower in the first sector, just 25 thousandths. That is very easy to make up, particularly if we don't have any more moments on curbs. As we go through the middle sector, that was very sketchy through there again. Sometimes if you don't quite steer in off your car, can get a little bit caught. There's a little bit of almost a half snap there, just a little bit tentative, a bit on edge. As we go down in towards the end of the second sector, we're going to get the time split here as well. So here we go. What's the delta? We are slightly up, so as it stands we are 17 milliseconds ahead of our personal best, but we've still got the third sector to come, and this looks like a Ferrari is about to be lapped. Oh man, Kimi Raikkonen, what have you done? He's had a horrendous race, oh my word! He is not getting out of the way. Raikkonen has just screwed us over and refused to get off the racing line. Come on, Kimi, you've got to play the team orders here, man. You can't be pissing around like this. This is ridiculous. But he just brake tests me, and I've lost the front wing. What on earth does the Iceman think he's doing? That is just appalling. Oh my word. The AI and blue flags in this game is incredible. Thankfully it happened right in the last corner where the pit exit was directly there. So if it had happened a fraction of a second later, we would have had to do an extra full lap. So for that I'm thankful. But it's not too bad because we've left the pits in P4. That's clearly going to be our final scheduled pit stop, and I would have had to have made it anyway, because those soft tyres wouldn't have got to the end from when we put them on lap 7. So hopefully we can try maybe and go for another fastest lap now. This is going to be my fastest lap attempt. But again, looking at the mini-map, we look like we're catching up to some lap traffic. But it doesn't matter. Let's see if we can get through cleanly and see how this goes. I just cannot believe that from Kimi Raikkonen there. That is just incredible. Anyway, moving on. End of the first sector. We are nearly 2/10 up, so we've made really good gains. Here is Raikkonen again. Is he going to get out of the way for us this time? No, he is not. What is it with this guy? Come on, Ferrari. You need to sack him. This is just incredible. He had some good results in the first 2 races of the season. Currently P2 in the championship, and he cost me 0.7 of a second in the middle sector. So I honestly have no idea what Kim is playing at, but despite that, the rest of the lap is pretty good actually. And we're going to see what the time is now, coming out of the final corner, across the line, and we do get the purple lap. finally, it only took about 4 attempts, so 1:34.1, and we're now back onto the podium because Felipe Massa has dived into the pit lane. We've now got 2 laps to go in this Grand Prix, and Carlos Sainz is just in front of me. Can we smell a P2 finish? I wonder. But interestingly, he's also catching up to Sauber of Felipe Nasr, which is going to be a lap car. So if Nasr can hold the Spaniard up a little bit, then that could really help me in terms of trying to get close to him. Is Nasr, he lets Sainz go, but then he really screws me over a bit here. Is the Brazilian going to get out of the way? Oh, that was very, very close there on the left hand side. Oh my goodness, we've gone wide. That is really not good at all. Maybe the tyre wear's already starting to kick in. Nasr trying to have a half look at me there. Maybe we just need to recompose a bit and just go again, but I've just gone wide again. I don't know what's happening, but clearly I just lost all sense of composure because from that moment on, Sainz dropped me. I could not cope with the speed of a Toro Rosso. But it doesn't matter, we're on the final lap of the race now, coming down the back straight for the last time. It's been an interesting race, and we're going to finish P3. So we've had 2 firsts, but finally our duck has been broken here in Sepang. Out of the last corner, we're going to get 3rd. We're still leading the championship by a long way, as Nico Rosberg has won in Malaysia by a long, long way today. We're not the best here this afternoon. There's your results at the Malaysian Grand Prix. Nico Rosberg wins by 32 seconds ahead of Carlos Sainz, then myself ahead of Perez, Alonso, Massa, Button. That's some great double points there for the McLaren team. But we really didn't have the pace today. Ericsson P8, Ricciardo P9 ahead of Grosjean. Verstappen, don't know what happened to him. And Lewis Hamilton, P19. What on earth happened to the Mercedes today? He is really struggling. If you look to the championship, we've got a 28-point lead. Rosberg up into P2 with Raikkonen not scoring. But Lewis Hamilton's not even in sight. He is having a dreadful season here. Absolutely dreadful. He had a DNF in Bahrain. He hasn't scored points here today. I just have no idea what's going on with him, to be honest. But in the constructors, thankfully Ferrari ourselves have still got a big lead over Mercedes, so let's see how long we can keep that. I hope Hamilton and Rosberg don't come back to bite us, because we really need Kimi Raikkonen to score points again in the next race, which is going to be in Azerbaijan at the Baku Grand Prix. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please be sure to like, share and subscribe. Let's try and push now for 500 subscribers. If you're new around here, remember to follow me on Instagram and join my Discord. Both links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Goodbye.